You know what I love? The Bronze Age. You know what I hate? Not having playable Minoans. Luckily, this mod fixes that first world problem. Do you remember Age of Bronze, a total overhaul mod for Rome 2? Kelly, one of the people who worked on it before launch, also made this mod, so you can expect some pretty quality stuff here. So let's go through some historical background. By the very late Bronze Age, the Minoans as we know them were long gone. With the eventual collapse of the palatial system on Crete, we see a new identity emerge, one that fused both Cretan and mainland Greek influence. They even pioneered some of their own weapon and armor development. The Mycenaean conquest of Crete has pretty much been abandoned by most scholars nowadays, as more and more evidence against it keeps getting discovered. This mod takes inspiration from the glory days of the Minoans. Look at the pikemen, they are clearly based off of the Akrotiri West House fresco, and combines it with the realistic equipment of the very late Bronze Age found on Crete and in the Aegean. The mod adds a bunch of cool new units, and they're all gonna be present in the future complete overhaul for Total War PHARAOH that Kelly's working on. I'm promising you, this is gonna be great. The units are pretty cool, but how good is the gameplay? That's something we're about to find out. Crete has an amazing strategic position. You can do anything you want to basically. Do you wanna beat up Egypt for their lunch money? Yeah, easy. You wanna conquer Mycenae? It's like stealing candy from a baby, but please don't do that, that's not what cool people do. Eastern Mediterranean, the whole world is your oyster when you're on this island. Now, before we conquer that oyster, we kind of make some plans, right? So let's increase our recruitment capability, let's let the people grow prosperous, and let's engage in some research first. We're on an island, so it's kinda logical we're gonna fish, right? This is a blessing and a curse. Considering how aggressive the AI is, it's kinda nice knowing only two factions, but this massively limits our trading potential as well. You're probably asking, why ain't I trying to get on Agamemnon's good side? But you'll see. This guy's gonna get what's coming. Now that we've covered KNOSSOS in a stone mine, we're gonna do some absolutely never before seen game-innovating gameplay. Trading post, temple, trading post. Yeah, okay, the sarcasm is heavy. We started in the Aegean court as the Grand Telestas, but we want to be the Loagetas, because that gives us more recruitment slots as well, so we're just gonna claim the position. Because of our court play, we can actually recruit a bunch of Marines now and get some Cretan slingers. They're really good and they have a heavy shot. Mycenae's not gonna know what hit him. Well, it's gonna be rocks. Lots and lots of rocks. We're not at full strength, but I think we have a greater purpose, something we can overcome. Let's get to the sea lane, and I think it's time to go on a nice little vacation. I heard Greece is pretty good this time of year. Isn't it just satisfying watching little boats sail? Yeah, nobody totally saw this coming, by the way. It might look easy, but I think everyone deserves to see the glory in killing Agamemnon. Let's go. KNOSSOS is led by Idomeneus, which unfortunately is another mythical character from the Iliad. He was the grandson of King Minos, technically, which would give him a divine heritage, through both grandmother and grandfather. So he was an absolute badass, and he was one of the strongest and bravest warriors of all the Greeks that fought in Troy. He was Agamemnon's technically closest advisor, according to some, after Nestor. Now, it's gonna stink here, considering we're about to beat the snot out of Agamemnon, but you know what? It's not like the guy didn't have it coming. So, the Cretans were definitely warlike, despite any pop culture misconceptions. The myth of peaceful Minoans has been heavily shattered by now. There are signs of warfare on Crete, and it's obviously documented nowadays that a lot of the fortifications that arose in the Neo and post-Palatial period most likely happened because of internal warfare. There was a lot of tribalism going on after the collapse, basically. Not the Bronze Age collapse, though. That is a topic for another time. So speaking of collapsing, it's time to shoot the Greek general now. Slingers have heavy shot, which only the Elamites have in the base game, and this monstrously increases their viability. You can even have these little guys just do a ton of damage to much more expensive units. Okay, the Marines actually throw precursors, but we don't have time to throw them here. They throw them not like the classic precursors, but like light javelins. That really increases their viability. Let's shoot the enemy jabs. Let's try to get some of these spears over there to disengage from the slingers. Okay, yeah, there we go. The Marines, I'm gonna take a charge here, but I don't care. I just want to show you guys. So they basically throw their projectiles like this, and that's like unique to this unit. All other units in the base game, they're basically throwing their precursors like classic way. Okay, let's go there. We want to disengage the slingers. Let's see, where's the Palace Guard? There we go. If you've watched my tier list, you know that the Palace Guard is absolutely monstrous and one of the best units in the game. You want to do anything you can to eliminate that unit. Okay, I thought I'd give them a charge order, but apparently no. Alright, we're just gonna get there. Okay, perfect. They stopped throwing. They're gonna go in melee. Like, look at them. They just dump so much of their ammunition, and they can do so much actual gold value with the damage. Okay, perfect. We got the slings. Why did the second unit stop charging? I don't get it. These guys just clipped. Okay, one of Agamemnon's cronies has been killed. The Gnossian archers are pure monsters. Now, this is a native unit already existing in the game. And by the gods, do you need to control Crete, because this archer unit totally makes it worth it. I mean, they're basically destroyed here. We dumped all the ammo almost. Now we can actually go into the Palace Guard. Let's go with the Marines. What a beautiful sunrise. Too bad it's pretty much the last one Agamemnon's gonna see now. Yeah, the Marines are getting their javelins ready before they charge. It's such a nice unit, and look what they have here. They're actually packing some swords and daggers, and even the javelins on the side of the shield. Always prepared, always flexible, always ready. That's what we love to see. Alright, so the Mycenaeans have been shattered. Looks like it's time for that Cretan mainland invasion. Let's mob them up and continue with our conquests. Agamemnon, more like Agadednon. Okay, that was terrible. I know, I'm sorry. Apparently betraying your friend and taking his settlement is highly encouraged, so you know what? Looks like that's exactly what we're gonna do. We've just conquered Kythera from the Mycenaeans, and you would expect us not to be able to recruit the cool units such as the Marines right now, but because we have a port settlement, we can recruit the Marines anywhere. If you love to have your generals in the Fortitude tree, Knossos is amazing, because not only can you get Prudent and Victory early game, you also have Huntmaster late game for your amazing ranged units. Trouble never sleeps alone in the Bronze Age, so let's make another army, and I think it's time to go conquer even more of the world. I kinda think most of the Greeks don't like me because I killed Agamemnon. Oopsie. Do they actually want to be my friends? Whoa, I'll take this. Am I really gonna kill Menelaus too? Yeah, what did you think? Remember that time Sparta got conquered by Crete in the Bronze Age? Yeah, me neither, but we're about to make it happen. For centuries, Crete has influenced the mainland when it comes to warfare and some artistic forms as well. But by the late Bronze Age, mainland Greece was mainly influenced by Europe when it comes to warfare. Now, for some reason, the general's being a little bit unaliving here, so we're just gonna let him have his fun. If he wants to charge into heavy shot, be my guest, dude. Anyway, Crete was basically pioneering their own weapon development in a way. And we can see this even in the Iron Age when they started importing a lot of foreign influence. A lot of the Greek helmets and weapons that became iconic in the Dark Age and a bit after, they actually had an Eastern origin, and Crete took advantage of that. Just like we're taking advantage of the amazing precursor volleys here. You don't have to actually charge the skirmishers. Now, okay, so let's charge the infantry here, but I'm gonna show you on the skirmishers. Because these Marines are so awesome, you don't actually have to just go into close combat to destroy them. You can just counter-skirmish them because of their light javelin range. Just get near enough, and now we're gonna demolish them here. Look at this volley. I know a lot of units are not microed, but this is purely for showcase purposes. Marines are just gonna get a nice volley into the general over the hill. We're gonna get them closer, because the closer you are, the more damage you do. I know we're getting shot here, but this is just for showcase. And now they're gonna get another volley into the general's rear. Look at that. This is just such a nice unit, honestly. The mod is just so sweet with them. Okay, perfect. We got a beautiful deadly volley. Now let's actually start playing the game instead of showing off for the mod. Their main general's already dead. The Marines are gonna get a charge in. The Spartans are really gonna be dining in hell after this. Even though we're not really sure what a Bronze Age hell was, because the concept of Hades, at least we don't have it recorded. Now, there are some theories that place Dionysus is the actual original god of the underworld in a way. Now, and that later Hades was just an aspect of him. It gets complicated, but basically we have no traces of Hades in Linear B at least. Okay, speaking of which, looks like there's not gonna be any traces of Sparta left after we're done with them here. The young spears are gonna catch these javelins, and this is actually a pretty good javelin unit, but that's not gonna save them. I don't think there's anything left that can save Sparta at this point. The Marines have just demolished them. I think it's time to conquer another city. I kind of expected all of Greece to jump at my throat for killing their beloved Agamemnon buddy, but apparently everybody wants to be my friend. You know what? I love this. Now that we have a city with native barracks, we can actually recruit some of the mod units like the Kretai Young Bowmen or the militia. You know what? Let's get some meat shields and continue our glorious conquest. Nothing to see here, just a friendly little coastal invasion. You're totally not getting attacked, nothing bad's gonna happen. Listen, only because you guys asked to fight and die nicely, okay? We're fighting for control of Tiryns, one of the most important palatial centers of Bronze Age Greece. Now, unfortunately, this city, alongside Mycenae, never really regained its glory after the decline. It was pretty much insignificant. But who knows, maybe under our rule, it's truly gonna prosper. Okay, they sent out a unit of basic Achaean bowmen and they obviously got smoked because, come on, Mycenaean archery dominance cannot just compete with Crete. We're gonna get the slingers around the flanks and for the young spears. Let's see if we can get a beautiful flank off with the Marines. Now, seriously, I am recommending this mod for so many reasons, especially playable Crete, right? But this unit, the Marines and the Kretai nobles, is it fun? Okay, nice, we're gonna get a charge here. I'm gonna get the little Minoans over here to charge back. There's also another new unit from the mod. Look at the cowhide shields. We love to see that. Now, enough zooming in. Let's get ready to flank. Actually, we're gonna go into the whole blob here. We're gonna get these guys over there. Now, the Marines are gonna counter skirmish from the side. One of them is gonna go in close combat. Okay, yeah, these guys are throwing their jabs and they're absolutely destroying the general. We're gonna get some charges here. We're gonna get them to shoot into the rear. That's perfect. Okay, they're charging. No, seriously, the counter skirmish capability of the Marines is just so sweet. Once again, we throw just a nice javelin load into the enemy's rear over there. They take a ton of damage. We can either choose now to fire more or just charge into the awesome shielded spearmen. Now, will this heavy unit be able to deal with the Marines? There is no way in... Well, Hades. Look at those beautiful figure of eights, though. Nah, they're the base game ones. This mod actually updates the figure of eight shields for the Minoan units, so they actually look amazing. Okay, these guys spent all their ammo. We're done with cinematic stuff. Let's actually start playing. While we're engaged. Okay, let's go in. No more cinematic stuff. It's time to actually destroy them. We're gonna use them to chase off the skirmishers here. It's enough gold value. We get the young spears, one on each skirmisher. We're gonna get a flank here with these guys. These guys are done. Let's go into cinematic mode. I swear, you guys know I do this for you just so you could see the cool stuff, but it's, you know, personally annoying when you don't get to actually micro stuff. But hey, we gotta show off the new units for the mod. Kelly combined a lot of assets and edited them when he was making this, from what I'm aware. So you even see, like, new stuff added, but you also see tweaks to existing stuff made to fit better to the models without awkward clipping and stuff. You know, there's a lot of those in the game. Okay, the Slinger's got a perfect arc. Now they're gonna go here. The young Cretans are killing them here. That's perfect. Let's get the Bowmen. And I think this is the conquest of Tiryns. We're done. There can be no peace with Mycenae, men of stone, bronze, and lies. There can be only war. What's the worst that you can do? And with this, Mycenae's pathetic garrison falls to the might of Crete. Okay, stop, he's already dead. Mycenae has been conquered, the rest of the Greek mainland awaits, and all the islands of the Aegean, but who knows where the might of Crete is gonna go next? I hope you enjoyed this video on this mod showcase. There's obviously gonna be a link in the description. Stay tuned, because there's a lot more coming, and you're definitely not gonna want to miss it. Until the next time...